Hansel Emmanuel has one of the best stories in not just college basketball, but all of sports. He's playing Division I with only one arm and contributing at a high level with the Austin Peay Governors. This is a story that can inspire us all, whether we play sports or not. Hansel grew up in the Dominican Republic, and at the age of 6, his life would change forever. A cinder block wall fell on top of his left arm, leaving him trapped for nearly 2 hours. The damage from the accident was so severe that the doctors decided it was best to amputate his left arm from the shoulder down. Hansel would be bedridden in the hospital for 6 months, and his life would be changed forever. But he always had a positive mindset on the situation and still wanted to play sports. His first passion was baseball, but after this accident, that would no longer be a possibility. So he would turn his attention to basketball, the sport his father played professionally in the Dominican Republic. But just because his dad was a baller himself, did not mean he was supportive right away. He was worried for his son, and for good reason. Hansel struggled with balancing. Even running up and down the court was difficult without falling over, making the most routine plays scary for the young Hansel. But he overcame these challenges, and with enough repetition, started to get better and better. His family started supporting him once they knew he was safe, and by the age of 12, he was 6 feet tall, and they would send him to basketball camp in America. These camps helped Hansel sharpen his skills even more, and just 2 years later, at the age of 14, he was dunking the ball. Shortly after, the world would start to learn about his story, as Hansel would post street ball highlights on social media that would go viral, and would appear on local news channels to spread his story even more. Many were impressed he was even able to play basketball, nevertheless dunk the ball. But Hansel's story wasn't going to end with a cool viral moment. He was going to prove, even with one arm, he could play among the best. He would receive a scholarship to play at Life Christian Academy in Kissimmee, Florida. One key connection that allowed this to happen was the head coach of the Lions was Moises Macau, who was a former teammate of Hansel's father. Shortly after arriving at the school, Hansel's story started to spread even more. He was dominating, and more viral moments were coming from this. The public was in disbelief of his capabilities, and behind the scenes, Hansel was impressing his teammates and coaches with his work ethic. The Lions would compete in the Orlando Winter Showdown. This is where people really started to realize how good Hansel actually was, as he averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds during this tournament. In that summer, he would play AAU with the Southeast Clubhouse Elite, creating more clips and hype around his name. He would then have his senior season with the Lions, where he won the state title, averaging 25.9 points, 11 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 3.4 blocks during that senior year. During that season, Hansel also played against high school superstar Mikey Williams. Mikey performed, finishing with 29 points, but Hansel had 17, showing he could hang with the best. Hansel was ranked a 3-star recruit by 24/7 and received his first Division I offer from Tennessee State. And in his final decision, he was considering Memphis, Northwestern State, as well as the Overtime Elite Professional League. He would commit to Northwestern State, and everyone was curious how Hansel's game would transcend to the college level, as he would face better competition. His first season there, he averaged 8 minutes a game and 1.7 points as a true freshman. However, he would be leaving after just one season and transferring to Austin Peay, following his head coach Corey Gibson. His first year there brought similar stats with some increased minutes and rebounds. If you were watching closely enough, you could see he was definitely improving. But his second season with Austin Peay, this season, even as an outsider, you could tell he's had a breakout. Nearly 23 minutes a game, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.6 assists, with countless highlights and contributing at a high level. Austin Peay will have a chance to win the Ohio Valley Conference, and with that, we would get a chance to see Hansel play in March.